Hey folks, Paul here. Change the angle a little bit, got you on the other side here because the lighting was a little bit better. But anyway, today I'm going to smoke one I've never had before. This is the Plasencia 149 Cosecha. And from what I read about it, this is 149 because it's their 149th crop. And from Plasencia, I guess they had a 146. I'm not sure if I've ever had that one. And then I think there's a 151 or something like that out there. This Vitola is 5 3/4 by 52, I believe. It's obviously a figurado, and I had planned to smoke it in the car on the way home, and I didn't get to it, so I did have a V cut on it already. Seemed like it had a good draw, but let's see here. Oh yeah, good draw. There's also some flavor in there, like the Plasencia Alma Fuerte, I think it is. That one also had some flavor on the cold draw. Kind of the hay and barnyard kind of taste, but pretty strong. That is nice. What else do I know about this? Let's see. Oh, I think it came out, I want to say 2014, 2015. I think the 146 came out around 2011 or so. Um, I have had this one, I think, for about 5 or 6 months. But I don't know how old it is. I don't think it's terribly old. But oh, the Vitola is called Cortez. I just remembered that. But let me get it lit up here. It's a very interesting shape. I think these come with a pigtail. I didn't happen to notice one when I opened it up, but I wasn't looking closely, and I might have knocked it off. I was reading about this cigar to get a little background on it on Half Wheel, and they actually have a lot more detail. It's very interesting. I think you got it there. Nice start. Yeah, that's good. Wow. There's a lot going on there. The main thing I'm getting is that kind of leather, coffee, um, earthy, very earthy, and I think there's a little bit of citrus in there already too. Ooh, definitely some spice on the retro, but a lot of flavors going on, but they seem to meld pretty nicely. Yeah, definitely a different mix of some spices in there. Again, there's kind of that cocoa flavor, like baker's cocoa or baking cocoa, and just a really slight hint of sweetness that I can't quite describe what kind yet, but it's early. It's very good, very interesting. There is quite a bit of spice to it. It starts a little uneven, which for me, that kind of shape doesn't seem unusual. But we'll see if it corrects itself or if I have to touch it up a bit. I think on the half wheel review, they had to touch it up towards the final third. I'm getting a little bit of breadiness in this one too. It seems to be a common theme lately. And at least in my reviews, other cigars I've been smoking lately haven't really had that breadiness in it. It's been mostly the ones I've been reviewing lately, or at least smoking on camera. Very nice draw, a lot of smoke. The wrappers are just, or the labels, bands or whatever, are really cool on this. The traditional Plasencia ring here, little foot band. I think to try this blend for the first time, I'm glad I found this one. I like that shape. It's kind of cool. So yeah, like I said, I was gonna do a little video on the car drive home. Took a longer drive today, 2 hours up, 2 hours back. Left early in the morning, and on the way up, I had Boulevard Cofradia, 754, and I had all the windows open because it was hot and muggy, and so there's a lot of turbulence, but it just didn't seem like I was burning right. Yeah, I shot a short video of when I had I think it was yesterday or day before. I forget when I had it, but it just took off on me and started running really bad, like within minutes. When I finally snipped off, after I filmed it a little bit, I snipped it off square again, and and then it seemed to improve, and it wasn't running at that point. And the flavors improved, but it still wasn't like they normally are. So I know I smoked a lot of them, so every once in a while you're going to run across something like that. But on the way up, it seemed like that one was trying to run on me too. But I don't know for sure because, like I said, I had all the windows open. There's a lot of air movement. But it really messes with the flavors when it does that. So, and then on the way back, I had a Boulevard Grand Republica, which I was thinking of reviewing, but I was in the middle of a rainstorm coming back and decided not to try to film or anything like that. And by the time I finished that one, there wasn't quite enough time to start another one, so I decided to wait till I got home. Yeah, there's a lot going on here. It's nice when you're trying to run across a cigar like that. It has complex flavors. Um, I'm definitely a novice, so I'm not able to articulate all of them, as I mentioned before. But I was reading in that review they talked about some dried raisin, and so I'm wondering if that's kind of the sweetness that I'm getting. It's in that arena. I'm even picking up a little bit of cedar in there too, or some a little oakiness or cedar. It's got a nice long finish. Excuse me. I think it's already starting to settle in a little bit, even though I haven't even got really just barely past that narrowed tip. The spice is coming down quite a bit. That's nice. So far, it's one of those cigars that I actually kind of find quite frequent for me, for my tastes. It's like a special occasion cigar. It's not something I'd necessarily want to smoke every day. I don't think these are exactly cheap, but I did splurge and pick one up to be able to test it out, review it. But it's not in the price range of something I'd add to a regular routine. But it's good so far. I think it's something good to have in your humidor, in your inventory, and when you're in the mood, pull it out. Nice. Well, I'm gonna probably keep working on this a little bit. I was debating whether to do one shot video or come back later, but there was a lot going on to this one, so I think I'm gonna pop in a little later when I kind of get close down to the bands and let you know what I think. All right, see you then. Hey, folks, I'm back. Just getting down to the band here. It's been a really pleasant cigar. As I move further through the cigar, all those flavors kind of blend together. To me, the breadiness kind of comes forward a little more. That little bit of hint of raisin sweetness, but you still have the um, little bit of leather, the earthiness. It really settles in nicely. It's been burning pretty smooth. I haven't had to touch it up, but it's been really nice. Yeah, there's a lot of leather in there. The breadiness, I think now it kind of comes in and out. It's when it's there, it's more pronounced than it was before. So I get this label off. Yeah, it looks like it's on there pretty good. Oh shoot, I don't think I'm gonna be able to save it. Oh, maybe I can slide it off. It is rotating. There we go. Cool. Yep. It's that breadiness kind of intertwines with the leather. I'm just pairing it with a little sparkling water today. So it's pretty good. On the retro, you still get some of that cedar tanginess and pepper. And then when that raisin hits, which isn't necessarily every time, you get a little bit of sweetness. So it's now that I'm paying a little more attention to it, I think I can see how those flavors they've come together nicely. It was pleasant when I was just kind of watching a movie and not paying a lot of attention to it. When you start kind of dialing in and paying more attention as you taste it, I think then you start to pick up those little shifts in flavor a little more. Yeah. When you do that retro, kind of bring it up into your nasal cavities a little bit and you get those extra flavors, I think that's the one that's best. Yeah. I'm not sure there's much more I can add. Now that I've been trying the 149, I'm curious if I find some 151s out there to see if there's any similarities. I think if I remember reading right, this particular one comes from a little higher on the priming. I'm not sure what that means as far as its impact on the flavor. Um, yeah, I'm not sure if it means it's more darker, oily, more oily or not. I have to learn more about that. Yeah, I took the day off work today. I had to run up and look for a inexpensive car for my daughter. She heads off to college. So we had a successful day. It was just very hot, muggy, walking around on car lots. And then that kind of weather kind of sucked. So I'm glad to be back in the air conditioning and got plenty of ventilation going and watch a movie for a bit and unwind. So yeah, I think that's about all I got. I think this would go with those darker flavors. I think this would go good with like a bourbon or bourbon's my go-to. I'm not a connoisseur of some of the other things like Scotch whiskey or tequila. It's been a while since I've had either. I think, but yeah, go good with the bourbon. Go great with a Guinness. Something else that's that dark creamy flavor. Um, Coffee for sure. I'd say it's close to the full side as far as flavor. Uh, Full bodied. So you definitely want to have some food in your stomach for this. But there's a lot of characteristic to it, or a character to it. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. There's some complexity there. So yeah, I definitely recommend trying it. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. See you next time.